Hey guys, welcome back to another Guy Stuff. First off, if you're new to Cigar Obsession, especially if you're only watching me on YouTube, you're probably about to give me a thumbs down because this isn't a cigar review. Before you do that, just bear this in mind. Guy Stuff has been around for years. I occasionally do these guy-related videos. It can vary from car repair to barbecue, and I have a lot of recipes that I like, so I show you guys this stuff. If you want to see the other Guy Stuff videos, head on over to cigarobsession.com and you can click on the left-hand side there. And again, if you guys are only watching these on YouTube, you're really missing out. I mean, on a lot of stuff. This week, as I'm filming this, I have a 15 cigar giveaway going on. Starting Monday, I have another one rolling in from another company. We're giving away 50. That's 50 cigars. This happens every week. So if you're just subscribing to me on YouTube, I mean, that's cool. Thank you very much. But do yourself a favor and check out the website too, because there's a hell of a lot more that goes on just other than these videos. Enough about that. Today we're doing a delicious Cajun shrimp linguine that's a little bit spicy, and it's got a cream beer sauce. It's super easy to do, but it's not that inexpensive. Now, as you can see, I'm doing a big batch. For those of you that have watched me long enough, you know that I love leftovers. All right, this is going to feed me for the better part of a week. No joke, with all the leftovers. And I don't mind eating the same thing 2 or 3 times a day if it's really good, and eating it until it's gone. If you're cooking for a big family, this also suits you very well. But if you're just doing it for yourself, or you and your wife or whatever, you can easily cut this in half or even cut it in a quarter. You know, wait until the end and see how much it makes and make your own decision. But I kind of base everything very easy to make it break down. So, you know, if you want to cut this in half, it's real easy because I've got 2 of a lot of stuff. I'm using 4 pounds of shrimp, and this is really the only thing that kicks the cost up depending on the deal you can get on your shrimp. Now, I happen to get these 2 for 1 at Winn-Dixie. The only problem is they just jack up the normal price, so, you know, it looks like a great deal, but it's really not that great of a deal. I used to be able to get shrimp for like $7.99 a pound, but those days are gone now that Winn-Dixie bought my favorite chain, Sweet Bay, boo, and shut them all down. Anyway, I got 4 pounds of shrimp. I've got 2 large packs of sliced mushrooms. And you know what, I used to buy them, you know, very regular old whole mushrooms, wash them, chop them up, whatever. Now these, pre-washed and sliced, are the same freaking price. What a time saver, especially when you're doing big batches like this. So if you can find those, even if they're a little bit more, man, save yourself the time. I have 4 nice, large, firm red bell peppers that I'm going to be just slicing up. Not even as big as you would do for fajitas. And if you haven't seen my fajita video, definitely check that one out. Just nice little bite-sized strips. That's all we're going to do with this. That is pretty much all our prep. I happen to buy these shrimp already peeled, tail off, so all I had to really do was rinse them off and thaw them a little bit. If you buy them shell on, you're definitely going to have a hell of a lot more work on your hands, especially when I'm doing big batches like this. I really don't enjoy doing that kind of prep. Other than that, we have 2 containers of reduced sodium chicken broth, and I've got some Creole seasoning here, and they didn't have the one I particularly liked, that it's specifically a Cajun seasoning. You can use whatever your favorite Cajun type seasoning is, alright? It's just for flavor. If you just use this stuff, which is just fine, you're not going to have much heat to it, and I'm not going to go crazy because the wife is going to have some of this and she hates really spicy food. So I'm just going to use a little bit of cayenne pepper. But of course, if you want to kick it up, use whatever heat combination suits you. You know, if you want to use more of this, you want to put some crushed red pepper flakes in there. You want to get yourself some really crazy hot sauces. Hey, knock yourself out, man. Whatever floats your boat. But excuse me, I'm just doing the Creole for flavor and a little bit of cayenne for heat. We've got some parsley flakes. If you want to do fresh, that's fine too. It doesn't really add too much to the flavor, so using the canned is just fine in my opinion. We're going to use 3/4 of a stick of butter, 1 can of your favorite. Doesn't have to be Bud Light, but I do suggest a very mild beer. Don't use anything heavy, no stouts, no porters, nothing like that. You know, just a nice, light, smooth beer, just for a little bit of flavor. We're going to put in just a tiny bit of salt for regular seasoning, a little bit of flour just to make a roux, and some water just for the pasta. That's it. Alright, first thing we've got to do is start the pasta. Let's get going. Okay, on goes the heat. We're going to put in our 2 boxes of chicken broth. You know, even if you're not specifically eating healthy, which this is not a specifically healthy recipe to begin with. Oh, you know what? I just forgot one ingredient, the half and half. Well, you'll see that later. I always suggest the reduced sodium chicken broth because it really does taste exactly the same. You're just missing out on all that extra sodium that you can add back in later if you really need to. I'm going to put in our Bud, or your choice of beer, and 3 cups of water. We're going to bring this to a boil, so come back in a few minutes. While this is going, I'm going to prep my peppers. Okay, our liquid is boiling. Time for the pasta. Now, because I'm not cooking this pasta normally, which would be, you know, at least a gallon of water, I need this submerged. So I'm going to break this in half. You can use linguine, you can use fettuccine, you can use spaghetti, angel hair, whatever. I'm going to kick this down to its lowest setting. We're just going to let this simmer for about 10 minutes. Hey now. I'm going to get both in here. Alright, I'm going to stick the cover on, just let this go for about 10 minutes. Okay, next step's where it starts getting good. Time to add the shrimp. We're going to put them right in the pasta water mix. And remember, that's got our beer, and it's got our chicken broth, and a little bit of water in there. Careful when you put this in. Now I'm going to stir that around and get it coated. And we're just going to let this simmer just to cook the shrimp. And they're going to start pulling in all that good flavor that's in the broth and the beer. Now, of course, they were still not completely thawed, so they're pulling down the temp of this water real good. You're just going to have to check it. I'm going to give this a good 6-7 minutes. If you're using completely thawed shrimp, 4 to 5 minutes. Alright, let's check our shrimp. Beautiful. Just turned pink. Nice al dente pasta. Now we're going to go ahead and drain this, and we're going to get another big pan on the same heat. Okay, next step, we're going to take 3/4 of a stick of butter, melt it in our pan for sauteing. We're going to be doing our peppers, which I have right here, nice and thin. Just nice little bite-sized chunks. These are not going to be the star of the show, so you don't want them big and chunky like you do fajitas. Let's get this melted over fairly high heat. Then we'll stick in the veggies. Now we're going to cook all these until they just start to shrink, let out a lot of the water. We don't want these browned, we don't want them crisp. but we do need them to reduce down quite a bit. It's going to take a while. You're going to want to stir them occasionally here. But there's a lot of water in mushrooms, a lot of water in the peppers. So give this a good 15 minutes, stir it around. You know how to do a stir fry, nothing special there. And once you get a few minutes in, like I am here, and the water really starts releasing, you can kick the heat up to high. Because there's enough liquid coming out here that there's no way anything's going to be burning. And it just speeds things up. We're about halfway done. You can see it's starting to shrink nicely. We're down about a quarter from full size. A little ways to go. Just want it where they've shrunken about as far as they're going to go, and there's just a little bit of liquid left. We don't want it to dry out. We don't want to see this go away so that the veggies start sticking and burning and browning. Then you've gone a little too far for this. Alright, veggies are just about done. Still got a little bit of moisture in there, so nothing's burnt. They're nice and cooked down. Beautiful and tender. Now what I'm going to do is put in a few tablespoons of flour. I'm just going to eyeball it. Not super critical. It's going to be enough liquid. And our spices. And again, spices are pretty much to taste. I've got about a quarter cup of the Creole. Put in your favorite Cajun. Got just a little bit of the cayenne. I've got a little bit of salt. You can put in whatever sounds good to you. You can even put in Italian dressing if you don't want to do it Cajun. Mix all this real good. Alright, now in goes the half and half. Scrape the bottom just in case anything's stuck. Got a little seasoning down there, that's about it. Alright, I'm going to bring the heat down to medium. Keep stirring. Cream will burn very easily. This should start thickening up as it warms up. It's going to take a while because that was a lot of cream. Or half and half, I should say. I suppose you could use heavy cream if you really wanted to go to town. Make it a true Italian cream sauce. But I find half and half works just fine and saves a little bit on calories. So we're going to cook this and still it until it starts to thicken up. And there we go. Our roux did its job. Starting to get a bit of a body to it. Nice little slow boil. And that's right about where we want it. It will still continue to thicken up as it cools down. So I'm going to kill the heat. And now we're going to switch places again and go back to our pasta and shrimp. And in goes our veggies and sauce right on top. There we go. Oh, it smells good. Toss this a little bit. Put in our parsley. I'm going to use about half of this little jar here. And you are ready to go, my friends. Great for a large dinner, great for a party. Great for a picnic. And you know what? This reheats really, really well. Everything in here is absolutely delicious. Like I said, you can change it up. You can make it more Italian. Put whatever heat level you want in there. It's just full of delicious flavors. You could even use whole wheat pasta if you wanted to. Make it a little bit more healthy that way. whatever you want. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me plate a little bit up here. Gotta try it. Oh, it smells good. We get some pepper, get a mushroom, get a shrimp. Let's give it a shot. Beautiful. Woo-hoo-hoo. It's got a kick to it. The wife isn't going to like this one. More for me. Woo! Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Check out cigarobsession.com for more goodies and lots of giveaways. We'll see you next time.